Ladies and gentlemen, there is something undeniable about the strength of a woman who has rebuilt herself from the ground up. A woman who has stood in the storm, felt the rain pour down on her, but refused to be washed away. She is not just strong, she is unbreakable. A strong woman doesn't just endure adversity, she transforms it into her greatest source of power. Life will test her, push her to the edge, and break her down piece by piece, but she refuses to stay down. Every challenge she faces is an opportunity for growth. Every setback a lesson, and every heartbreak a chance to rebuild herself stronger than before. She doesn't fear the storm. She becomes the storm. She understands that strength is not about avoiding pain, but about facing it head on and using it as fuel to rise again. She refuses to let circumstances define her, choosing instead to shape her own destiny through resilience and determination. When she finds herself alone, she does not see weakness. She sees a chance to rediscover who she truly is. Solitude is not her enemy, it is her greatest teacher. In the silence, she learns to listen to herself, to trust her instincts, and to build a foundation that no one else can shake. She doesn't wait for someone to save her because she knows that everything she needs is already within her. She finds strength in standing alone, realizing that the journey to self-rebuilding is not about proving anything to the world, but about proving to herself that she is more than capable of overcoming anything. She does not seek validation from others because she knows her worth is not determined by outside opinions. She understands that people may doubt her, underestimate her, and even try to break her spirit, but she refuses to let their words or actions dictate her path. She builds her confidence from within, shaping a mindset that is unshakable. Every time she looks in the mirror, she sees a woman who has fought battles no one knows about and has emerged stronger because of them. She carries herself with a quiet confidence, not because she has never known struggle, but because she has mastered the art of rising above it. Pain does not weaken her, it strengthens her. She takes every disappointment, every betrayal, and every loss and turns it into a stepping stone. She refuses to let pain break her spirit, choosing instead to channel it into something meaningful. She knows that healing is not about forgetting the past, but about using it as a lesson to build a better future. She turns wounds into wisdom, allowing every scar to remind her not of her suffering, but of her survival. She embraces the process of rebuilding, knowing that every struggle she overcomes adds another layer to her strength. She is always evolving, always growing. She does not stay stagnant or let fear hold her back. She understands that rebuilding herself is not a one-time event, but a lifelong process. She embraces change, knowing that each new version of herself is stronger than the last. She keeps moving forward, never allowing herself to be defined by the past. She sees every challenge as an opportunity to learn, to improve, and to become even more unstoppable. She is not just strong, she is limitless. A strong woman does not crumble under pressure. She rises above it, even when she has to do it alone. Life does not always offer her a helping hand, and she knows that waiting for someone to save her is not an option. She embraces the struggle, understanding that true resilience is built in solitude. When the world turns its back on her, when she faces heartbreak, disappointment, or failure, she does not break. She bends, she adjusts, and she rebuilds herself from the inside out. She faces the darkest moments without fear, knowing that every battle she fights alone is shaping her into the woman she is meant to be. She learns to trust herself more than anyone else. There is no one to reassure her, no one to tell her she is on the right path. She must find that belief within. And when she does, she becomes unstoppable. She stops seeking approval stops waiting for permission, and starts building the life she deserves with her own two hands. She does not allow loneliness to consume her. Instead, she turns it into power. In solitude, she finds clarity. She learns to hear her own voice above the noise of the world. She realizes she is capable of standing on her own, making decisions for herself, and pushing forward without relying on anyone else. She understands that strength is not found in numbers, it is found in self-reliance. She knows that pain is not the end of her story, it is the beginning of her transformation. While others let pain define them, she lets it refine her. She takes every heartbreak, every betrayal, every moment of suffering and turns it into fuel. She does not allow herself to be a victim of circumstance. Instead, she uses every struggle as an opportunity to rise. When life knocks her down, she does not stay on the ground. She gets back up, stronger, wiser, and more determined than before. She understands that pain is temporary, but the strength she gains from it lasts forever. She takes what was meant to break her and builds something even stronger in its place. Every scar becomes a symbol of survival, a reminder that she has faced battles most people wouldn't understand and has come out on the other side even more powerful. She does not hide her struggles. She embraces them, knowing they are proof of her resilience. She stops running from the past and instead uses it as motivation to create a future that is even better than she imagined. She walks with confidence, not because she has never been hurt, but because she has overcome everything that was meant to destroy her. She does not wait for the right moment to rebuild. She starts now. She does not wait for someone to tell her she is strong. She knows it within herself. She does not wait for life to be easy. She thrives in the challenge because she is not just surviving. She is rebuilding, alone but never weak, standing tall with a strength that can never be taken from her. A strong woman does not seek validation from others because she knows her worth is not something that can be given or taken away. She has learned that external approval is fleeting and relying on it only weakens her. She builds her confidence from within, shaping a foundation that no one else can shake. She does not measure her success by how many people applaud her, but by how she feels about herself when she is alone. She understands that real strength comes from self-acceptance, from standing firm in who she is without the need for validation. She does not chase approval. She walks in her truth, knowing that she is enough. She has been underestimated, doubted, and dismissed, but she refuses to let those opinions define her. When the world tells her she cannot, she proves that she can. She does not waste time trying to change people's minds. She focuses on changing her own life. She has learned that people will always have something to say, but their words hold no power over her. She chooses to believe in herself, to trust in her abilities, and to move forward regardless of who does or does not support her. She understands that confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet knowing that she is capable, worthy, and strong. Pain does not weaken her, it fuels her. She has faced disappointments, heartbreaks, and failures that could have broken her, but instead they became her motivation. She does not see pain as an end, she sees it as a transformation. Every time she has been hurt, she has taken that pain and turned it into power. She has cried, she has struggled, but she has never stayed down. She has learned that every hardship she endures is making her stronger, preparing her for something greater. She does not fear the wounds of the past. She wears them as proof of her resilience. She refuses to be defined by what has happened to her. She does not let her struggles become her identity. Instead, she lets them become the fire that pushes her forward. She understands that growth does not come from comfort. It comes from overcoming obstacles. She does not dwell on what she has lost. She focuses on what she can build. She does not let her past dictate her future. She uses it as a lesson, a stepping stone, a source of wisdom. She is not the same person she was before the pain, and she takes pride in that. Every challenge, every setback, and every hardship has reshaped her into a stronger version of herself. She embraces the scars, knowing they are proof of her strength. She does not resent the struggles. She honors them, knowing they have shaped her into the woman she was meant to be. She keeps moving forward, keeps growing, and keeps proving to herself that she is capable of overcoming anything. She is not just surviving, she is thriving, turning every obstacle into an opportunity, every loss into a lesson, and every tear into triumph. A strong woman does not stay the same. She is always evolving, always growing, always pushing herself to new heights. She refuses to be stagnant, refuses to let her past or her pain hold her back. She understands that rebuilding herself is not a one-time event. It is a continuous journey. Life will always present challenges, but she embraces them as opportunities to become even stronger. She knows that growth requires discomfort, and she is not afraid of the process. She does not settle for who she was yesterday. She is always working toward becoming a better version of herself. She does not wait for the perfect moment to change. She takes action. She knows that waiting for circumstances to align perfectly is just an excuse. Instead, she adapts, she moves forward, and she finds a way to thrive no matter what. She understands that there will never be a perfect time, so she creates her own opportunities. She does not wait for someone to tell her she is ready. She decides for herself. Every day, she makes the choice to improve, to heal, to grow, and to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey may be. She is not afraid to let go of the past. She knows that holding on to old pain, old mistakes, or old versions of herself will only slow her down. She is willing to release what no longer serves her so that she can step fully into the person she is meant to be. She does not cling to things that weigh her down. She sheds them like old skin, making room for new experiences, new lessons, and new victories. She understands that letting go is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. She is not afraid to walk away from people or situations that do not align with her growth. She embraces every lesson life teaches her. She does not view challenges as obstacles, but as stepping stones towards something greater. She learns from her mistakes, takes responsibility for her actions, and never stops striving for improvement. She knows that every setback carries a lesson, and she is willing to learn from them instead of letting them defeat her. She refuses to let failure define her. Instead, she uses it as motivation to push forward with even greater determination. She does not fear change. She welcomes it, knowing that transformation is necessary for growth. She does not measure her success by how far she has left to go, but by how far she has already come. She takes pride in her progress, even when it is slow. She celebrates her victories, no matter how small, because she knows that each step forward is a step towards something greater. She is not just going through life. She is building herself every single day. She refuses to stay the same because she knows that her strength comes from her ability to evolve. She is unstoppable, always reaching higher, always becoming more, and never looking back. A strong woman does not let obstacles define her. She turns them into stepping stones. She understands that life will test her, throw unexpected challenges her way, and try to break her spirit. But she refuses to let difficulties control her destiny. Every hardship she faces becomes a lesson, every failure a source of wisdom, and every setback a setup for a greater comeback. She does not dwell on what went wrong. She focuses on how to rise above it. She understands that strength is not about never facing difficulties, but about refusing to be defeated by them. She does not see challenges as the end of the road, but as a new path leading her towards something better. When life closes one door, she does not stand there knocking in despair. She builds a new door, a new opportunity, a new way forward. She refuses to stay stuck in what could have been or what should have happened. Instead, she focuses on what she can do now, on how she can use every challenge to shape a future even greater than she imagined. She knows that adversity is not a sign to quit, but a chance to prove to herself just how strong she really is. She is not afraid of failure. She knows that failure is not a reflection of her worth, but a necessary part of growth. She does not allow one mistake, one disappointment, or one bad chapter to define her entire story. Instead, she studies her failures, learns from them, and comes back even stronger. She does not let fear hold her back because she understands that the only real failure is refusing to try again. She keeps pushing forward no matter how many times she stumbles because she knows that success is built on perseverance. She understands that life is unpredictable, but she refuses to let uncertainty shake her confidence. She does not waste energy complaining about things she cannot control. Instead, she focuses on what she can do, on the actions she can take, on the strength she can build. She does not break down when things do not go as planned. She adapts, she shifts, she finds a way to make things work. She is flexible yet unshakable, open to change yet firm in her belief that she will succeed. She does not allow herself to be discouraged by difficulties because she knows that challenges are proof that she is moving forward. If the road were easy, it would mean she was not growing, not pushing herself to new levels. She embraces the struggle, knowing that every difficult moment is shaping her into the woman she is meant to be. She does not fear the process, she trusts it. She walks with confidence, knowing that no matter what she faces, she has the strength to overcome it. She does not stop when things get hard. She keeps going because she is not just a survivor, she is a warrior, turning every obstacle into an opportunity, every trial into triumph. A strong woman does not just rebuild herself for her own sake. She becomes an inspiration to others. Her journey, her resilience, and her ability to rise from the lowest points of her life serve as a beacon of hope for those who are struggling. She understands that strength is not just about personal survival, but about lifting others up along the way. She does not just overcome challenges and keep her wisdom to herself. She shares her story so others can see that they too are capable of overcoming anything. She becomes living proof that pain is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of something greater. She does not boast about her struggles, nor does she seek pity. Instead, she carries herself with quiet confidence, allowing her actions to speak for her. She knows that real strength is not loud, it is steady, unwavering, and undeniable. She leads by example, showing others that it is possible to rebuild, to heal, and to thrive even after the hardest battles. People look at her and see someone who has been through fire yet stands unburned, someone who has faced storms yet still shines with unshakable grace. She becomes a source of strength for others simply by being who she is. She does not judge others for their struggles because she understands what it feels like to be at rock bottom. Instead of looking down on those who are still finding their way, she reaches out a hand, offering encouragement, wisdom, and support. She does not pretend to have all the answers, but she knows the power of a kind word, a shared experience, a reminder that no one is truly alone. She understands that strength is not just about independence, it is also about lifting others as she rises. She does not seek validation, yet she earns the respect of those around her, not because she demands it, but because she embodies it. People see her resilience, her determination, and her refusal to give up, and they cannot help but be inspired. She does not need to prove anything, yet her existence is proof that strength is real, that growth is possible, and that no matter how many times life knocks a person down, they always have the power to stand back up. She becomes an unshakable force, a reminder that no matter what happens, there is always a way forward. She understands that her journey is bigger than just herself. She is creating a path for others, showing them that it is possible